So Professor Siegel actually raises some basic question about this case. So the article explores whether there is really a canon of statute construction that requires court to determine that a single phrase in a single statute provision always has a single meaning. So in part 2 of the article describes Clark versus Martinez and its endorsement of strong unitary principle. Part 3 then demonstrates as a descriptive manner the courts in fact employ the contrary polymorphic principle. Part 3 analyzes the different categories of cases in which polymorphic principle appears and the motivations to drive court employ. Part 4 then considers the conflict between the polymorphic principle and the strong unitary principle as a normative matter. This part views the conflict in the large context of general series of statutory interpretation. The Constitution, this part attempts to show, does not compare just scholars a textual theory of interpretation, nor does it forbid the degree of judicial choice necessary to implement the polymorphic principle. This part concludes the court should employ the polymorphic principle in appropriate cases. And finally, part 5 of the article concludes by considering the likely future of the polymorphic principle. Although Martinez appears very clearly to embrace the strong unitary principle, this part suggests that Supreme Court lacks firm commitment in methodological matters, and they will probably revert to the polymorphic principle in the future when the occasions or demands. So you can see some in-depth evolution within the legal system of the United States. So history, tradition, and political centralization or nationalization would be a hybrid of factors leading to some evolution in progress. Actually, the theory and viewpoint would be in diverse extent and actually dynamic, never static with any mechanic viewpoint about structure or behavior. And also in the printout delivered soon for your review, what actually describes the basics of rule of law and taxonomy of rules, form and function of the rules, extracting the rule. So, this shade of a concern would provoke some interest in our curiosity, since we are lawyers of civil law tradition. So, actually, statute interpretation often assumed to be an essential law and also should be on limited context against the other ways of understanding, common law. So the judiciary need to be restricted, and that is from normative requirement. So consider the structure of Constitution. So separation of powers is separation of power principle is formed, and the written Constitution explicitly stated that the judiciary is responsible to interpret the statute. Constitution's role was set forth in very formal language and often allow not to amenable to other ways of active judiciary. So please take courage to compare the viewpoints from common law lawyers. Well, for example, we see taxonomy of rules. Rules of law break down into three main types. The first is common law. The courts have developed common law over time based on principles of justice, equity, the morals and ethics of time. Scholars collect common law into volumes called restatements. What is statute law? Congress and legislature write statutes, which results in laws that are primarily influenced by special interest groups. A body of law is sometimes collected in model code or uniform statutes, such as the Uniform Commercial Code or the Model Penal Code. So you now find a very interesting language. The common law lawyers would view statute law from the point of special interest groups. So lobbying activities are typical. You see, for example, about the federal government. Many groups are actually placed in station in DC, District of Columbia. They will lobby to influence the lawmakers to create favorable laws in the cloud. So I'm now representing the Association of National Farmers, and I am now inside and to commission promoting the interest of arms industry. Some critics view one reason for this anomaly of a Second Amendment Constitution, the right to bear arms, would be the lobbying activities from that industry or businesses. How do you consider? And also we have constitutional law. Constitutional law flows from the U.S. Constitution as interpreted by the Supreme Court. Your fourth year law school, you primarily focused on common law. Common law is judgment law. Judges base their decision on principles that have developed over time within the judicial system. The law itself is really just a series of definitions. If the facts of the case fit within the definition, then the rule applies. So you also have one point of misconception generally for the common law peers. The case law, in fact, includes a series of definitions. You find definitions from case law text, court opinion, and others. So how do you see differences between two major traditions? So we often say the case would be conclusive findings of court. So we consider the message of court as a form of ruling is important and exclusively important. That would be a misconception. We read court opinion. What definition did the court create? So please be prudent to read through the whole of court opinion and find the law in the text. That is the practice of common law judges. Okay. Time is up. Any questions? Thank you for your attention. Yeah. May I call your name? 오병준,
예.
김상현,
예.
신승호, 박상민, 박근호, 김현창, 김성현, 최준, 김서우, 오남수, 고건희, 이건철, 최민기, 송란설, 이경희, 정유철, 안 부르는 사람 있나요?
네, 저요.
정지영.
무슨 과제 내용을 저기 그 프린트에 주시는 프린트물에 써져 있는 거예요? 걱정들
여기 아까 이거 그냥 다음에 한번 그럼 또 리스 범용 자료의 한국 이게 제목이에요.
우리 그 토픽이고 토픽이고 이제 그거에 대한 내용 같은 거
내가 그 언젠가 한번 나눠줬는데 내가 또 그 복사해가지고 줄게요. 그거만 보고 받아만 될 텐데 좀 일단 찾아보기도 하고 내가 또 보충해서 줄게요.